Welcome back to Lois's Kitchen. I'm glad to be cooking with you again today. So what I have for you today is going to be a blue cornmeal tamale casserole. I have our blue cornmeal, and when you work with blue cornmeal and you listen to the indigenous people that it comes from, they always say toasted. It gives it a nice nutty flavor. So I am toasting it. I do it at a slow heat. You'll see a little bit of browning, but you don't want it to have too much browning, otherwise you're going to burn it. So to our hamburger, I'm going to go ahead and add our onions. So I'm going to go ahead and add our spices. When you use dried spices, you want to let them go ahead and cook a little, because when they cook, it brings out their natural oils. And if you let the onions cook a little bit, the longer you let an onion cook, the sweeter it gets. And you can't do that with a high heat. You have to do that with a lower heat. So now I'm going to go ahead and add our garlic. You don't want to add your garlic too soon, because if you add your garlic too soon, it'll get burnt and give you that burnt flavor. I'm going to go ahead and add our chilies to this cooking. It's up to you if you want to use a fresh pepper or not. And this is getting just a hint of brown. And that's good, because you don't want too much. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off, I think, and just stir this while it's cooling down. And this here is doing really well. So this is 1 can of tomatoes, the 15 ounce. In the recipe, it has a cup of tomato sauce, and it works perfect. Look how pretty that is. Can you see how pretty that's starting to look? So now we're going to go ahead and add our corn. Mix that in there. And naturally, you can't have a tamale pie without olives. So I use 1 large can of olives. We have our 2 cups of blue cornmeal. I'm going to put that in here. I'm going to put our sugar in here. So I'm going to put our 2 eggs in here. I like to do it this way, because this way you can mix the egg in with the milk and it's not clumpy. So I'm going to go ahead and slowly add this in and slowly stir. I'm not used to working with it, it will clump. You see how this, you got some clumps in here? So incorporate it as you go, otherwise you'll just have this big lumpy mess. So I'm going to go ahead and add some more. Yeah, it's done a beautiful job of incorporation. But you see how thin that batter is? Don't worry about it, that's the way it's supposed to be. See how thin that is? I'm going to go ahead and pour it in this measuring cup so you can get a good look at how thin it is. And this will also help incorporate it when you put it in the casserole, so it won't stick. But I have cooking spray here. And then the next thing I'm going to want to do is go ahead and get my filling in there. Let me grab this. I don't want to burn myself. So be very careful that you don't burn yourself. This is really hot. Doesn't that look delicious? You can serve this with your favorite toppings when you get ready. That you got to make sure that that cornmeal is incorporated, and then just kind of pour it all over and stir it a little bit and make sure that cornmeal is there. Then we're going to top it with 2 cups of cheese of your choice, whatever you happen to like and what you happen to have on hand. And then we can sprinkle a little green onion for garnish to make it look a little bit pretty. I have an electric oven. I'm going to set it up here. I'm going to put it in there, and we are going to set a timer so we don't forget it. There we go. And I'll see you when it's done. Welcome back. It's been 40 minutes later. It looks really good. And you see how it's bubbling? That way you know it's done. Everything's cooked. It's got a nice little bubble on the side. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece. You should actually let this set for a few minutes. And look how pretty. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. We got it fell apart a little bit there. But that's okay. We're going to go ahead and do that. Okay. Doesn't that look nice and pretty? So I'm going to go ahead and garnish this with a couple of bell peppers. And sometimes when you have spicy foods, sometimes you want to go ahead and decorate it with the pepper so people know that it's not spicy. If it's hot, you may want to use a jalapeno. So yummy. Let's get a little sour cream, a little salsa in this bite. Mmm. Absolutely wonderful. The texture's perfect. The flavors are there. I think you're going to really like this. I hope you try it. Enjoy, because I'm going to finish up eating this. So have a good day. I'll see you next time in my kitchen. Bye.